Hello dear students, I am Prabhat Dubey, your biology teacher from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar. As we were discussing the first chapter, that is fundamental unit of life, which is cell, and we were discussing about different cell organelles. Yesterday we talked about ribosomes and lysosomes. What is the function of both these cell organelles and where are they found? Today we will discuss about plastids. As you know that plastids are the largest cell organelle, as it is mentioned in your book also. Okay, these are bound by double membranous structures. Okay, that's why you can witness in this diagram as well. There are inner and outer membrane. Diagram of chloroplast is very important. If we talk about the perspective of your examinations, so for each and every cell organelle, you have to make a colorful diagram in your copies, in your notebooks. Okay. So we will move forward. What is the exact location of this chloroplast in this sac-like structure, and where chlorophyll is found? What is the specific function of chlorophyll is clear to all of us. As you know that chlorophyll is the pigment which is necessary for trapping sunlight for the process of photosynthesis. So without chlorophyll, this process of photosynthesis will be checked. So you can assume how important is plastids for human life. Without plastid, human life will not exist. Okay, because plants are the producers. They involved in the process of photosynthesis, and the food that is the result of this photosynthesis is used in different processes of plants, and after that the excess food is stored in roots, fruits, leaves, stems and we are dependent on that source of food directly or indirectly. As per your book, the plastids are not found in prokaryotic cells and animal cells because there is no need of photosynthesis in animal cells and prokaryotes. Okay, but in some photosynthetic protists, small minute organisms, if chlorophyll is found, then photosynthesis is taking place. Okay, but in prokaryotes and animal cells, there is lack of plastids. Plastids are found mainly in plants. If we can simply assume that there is presence of chlorophyll in the plants on the basis of their green color, but in some plants the green color is hidden. There are different types of pigments which are giving the plants a colorful look. As you can witness in croton leaf, there is no absence of chlorophyll, but due to absence of different colorful pigments, the green color is hidden, but photosynthesis takes place in croton leaf as well. Okay, so it is not the case that if the green color is not visible, then there is absence of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll's presence is hidden due to the dominance of other colors that is present in that leaf. Okay, like the mitochondria, the plastids have their own genetic material. Okay, DNA, RNA and ribosomes are found suspended in this chloroplast, that is plastids. So different types of plastids contain DNA and RNA. That's why they are self-replicating. They don't need anybody's help. They don't need any help from any other cell organelle for their replication, because genetic material DNA and RNA who are providing all the information that is required for replication. So if you are devised all type of facilities, then you don't need anybody's assistant. Okay, so the plastids are self-reliant. They don't need any help, any support, because DNA, RNA, protein, all things are found inside the chloroplast. That's why protein synthesis also takes place inside the chloroplast, because ribosome is present. If ribosome is present and RNA is present, then there will be protein synthesis, because we know that for protein synthesis ribosome and RNA are needed. In their absence, photosynthesis will not take place. Okay. So they have the power to divide. That is called self-replication. Now, how many types of plastids are found in organisms, especially plants? So it is mentioned in this board. I think it is visible to all of you. 3 types of plastids are found. First is chromoplast, second one is chloroplast, and third one is leucoplast. Chromoplast provides different colors to fruits and flowers. As you witness the bright colors in fruits and vegetables, the red color of tomato, okay, all these colors, the red color of apple, the yellowish color of papaya, orange color of different fruits, all these colors are on account of chromoplast. If chromoplast is not found, then you will not witness the bright colors. So the specific function of this chromoplast is just to provide a colorful appearance to the fruits and plant edible items. Third one is leucoplast. We will talk about chloroplast, the second one, at the last. Leucoplast lacks color. There is no color. So this plastid is without any color. But the function of this plastid is synthesis and storage of starch, oil and protein. So this plastid that is named as leucoplast deviates from a particular path. It doesn't provide any color where it is found, but it is also important because it helps in storage of synthesis as well as the storage of various kinds of food in the form of what? Starch, oils and proteins. As we know that storage and synthesis of these starch, oils and proteins are very important because we are dependent on the plant for starch, oils and proteins as well. Oil, protein, starch, all are highly needed for human life to exist on this earth, and plants are the sources from where we get. If we are dependent on animal protein, so we have to find out from where that protein comes. If we are having meat for our food, the source of that meat is what? Plants. The energy from plants are transferred to the animals. Suppose the goat or hen that you are feeding on is dependent on the energy that is stored by the process of photosynthesis. Goat is feeding on grass and you are feeding on goat. So the energy that is stored in the body of goat is coming from the sources of plants. Different materials that are provided to the goats comes from herbaceous autotrophs, which are trees and plants. Okay, now next, the last one is chloroplast, which is of great significance. Without chloroplast, the life on earth will not exist because this plastid is capable to store, to trap the sunlight during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so we can understand what is the impact of this chloroplast. Now we will study the structure of this chloroplast, which is very important. As you can see that the chloroplast is enclosed in a double membranous structure, the outer boundary and the inner membrane. And in this double membranous structure, there is a matrix which is highly rich in protein, enzymes, DNA, RNA and ribosomes. All these things are found suspended. The coil DNA, circular form of DNA is found. You can find this diagram on your page number 31 of your textbook. Okay, so you have to make a clear, colorful diagram of this chloroplast in your notebook. And I have told the students to send me the diagrams of animal and plant cell, colorful diagrams, but only 2 or 3 students have sent me. The rest of the students are just resting at their home. So try to put some effort. If you want to be proficient in biology, diagrams are very important for that. So you have to put some extra effort Okay, making diagrams will provide you a practice which will be helpful to you in your exams. Not only 9th and 10th exams, the coming competitive exams that you want to appear after your 12th. है ना? The students who want to become doctor, for them the diagrammatic representations are very important. Okay. Now we will study the structure of chloroplast. The two specific structures are very important. One is stroma and one is granum. The chlorophyll is found inside the granum. That's why the green color is there. In your book, the green color is visible. On the board, there is a limitation. We don't use multiple colors over there. So you have to find that what is the exact location of chlorophyll, granum, where the light reaction takes place. In photosynthesis, two types of reactions are there. One is dark reaction and one is light reaction. So dark reaction takes place inside the granum, the matrix that you are witnessing over here. But the real phenomenon that is responsible for photosynthesis takes place inside the granum, the green part of the chloroplast, that is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present, that's why green color is there. And the process of photosynthesis takes place inside the grana. Now we will study what is the specific function and location of stroma and grana. Okay, grana is the colorless proteinaceous ground substance that fills the chloroplast. The matrix that is filling this sac-like structure is called stroma. It contains a variety of photosynthetic enzymes, starch grains, DNA and ribosomes. As I discussed at the start, all these materials are found suspended inside the double membranous enclosed structure of chloroplast. Okay. It is the center of dark reaction during photosynthesis. You have to understand this, that if in MCQ or one-liner questions it is asked where does the light reaction takes place and where does the dark reaction of photosynthesis take place, you have to memorize this. If anyone asks you about the dark reaction, your answer will be granum or grana. And if they talk about the light reaction, you have to understand that for light reaction to take place, chlorophyll's presence is very necessary, and chlorophyll is found inside the granum. Okay, so you have to answer, if light reaction is asked, granum would be the answer. Okay, so I think this phenomenon is clear to all of you. The function of chloroplast is clear to you. What is the specific function? By means of chlorophyll, that is